Murphy and Max are on the run for their lives, and a crazy cliffhanger leaves us asking, is Max really dead? You guys, we're talking all about it right now.
You're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz begin.
Welcome back, AfterBuzzers. How's it going? Thank you again for joining us once again for another after show of In the Dark. We're so happy to have you here. We have so much to talk about today. We're going to discuss everything that happened. We have some special predictions. We have our news and gossip. We have our top 3 special segment. But before we get into all the nitty gritty, I want to introduce you to this amazing person right here. She is a lover of all drama television. This is why she is on this show, you guys. She is so good at talking about this. Go ahead and introduce yourself, Missy.
Hey guys, I'm Missy Vernier.
Missy, what did you think about this episode?
Man, this episode, wow. It was overall, it was just, very dramatic in how all the episodes have been, before this. But wow, I'm kind of like taken back because there was a lot of awkward, cringe-worthy moments in this episode. I was kind of surprised by it. So I guess overall, I'm surprised by this episode.
Yeah, it was very intense, to say the least. It was a very intense episode. I was just trying to figure out what's gonna happen next, especially that ending, and we're gonna talk about that. We're gonna talk about Max and Murphy and their crazy escape. But first, I want to talk about Jess and Felix.
OMG, yeah. That I really don't know what to say about them. I was so surprised by that. And at first, him coming over and bringing her food, like that was so touching because she was so upset with the breakup with Vanessa. So he saw her at work, very emotional. And then popping over, that was so like she wasn't even like planning on his visit. So it was just unexpected. But man, that whole like almost sex scene was oh no.
Right. And so before all that, we're really seeing more of Felix's personality. And I'm liking it. Like
Me too.
Each episode, I think I said this last week, each episode, like I'm liking Felix more and more. And he just seems like the guy who is just, the friendly guy who wants to look out for his friends.
Yeah, of course.
And I think Jess is finally realizing that, especially after her breakup with Vanessa.
Yes.
Do you think when Jess saw, what do you think was going through Jess's head when she saw Vanessa on that dating app?
Oh my gosh, yeah, like Tinder or like Bumble or whatever, which app it was. I just like if I was in her shoes, I would feel like devastated because you literally just broke up and you didn't even have that time to heal.
Exactly.
So I felt like I kind of already like from just previous episodes, I felt like Vanessa was just kind of wanting to have fun. She wasn't in it for like the long run.
Right.
So that was just like my take on like the relationship. But yeah, I felt for her, especially seeing that.
Right, and you're right. It seemed like she was just in it for fun, and that's what Jess said. They both said, we had fun. Jess was like, I need more than fun.
Right.
Which is true. She wants a
Stability.
serious relationship. And I think Vanessa was more experimenting.
Yes, I agree.
So I really felt for Jess because I think she said they had just broken up a day. They were broken up for a day.
Yeah.
And I think this was the following day. So it was 2 days. And you're already on social media, trying to hook up.
Right. And so I feel like when on that scene, when they're on the couch and they're kind of getting closure with the relationship, I felt like Vanessa just took that as like, okay, well, she doesn't want fun. I want fun.
Right.
And like, but at the same time, Jess was on Tinder, like whatever dating app she was on. So I guess, because you would have to be on the dating app to see like other people on there.
Yeah. That's true. I didn't think about that.
Yeah, because it was just like, okay, just because you're not swiping or liking anyone doesn't, like, you're still, like, actively looking for someone, too.
Do you think Jess has the right to be... Well, she wasn't really mad, but she was more bummed. Do you think she has the right to be sad and bummed that Vanessa is on social media that quickly after they broke up?
I feel like
they are broken up.
Yeah, they are. They broke up, so that's like confirmed. But I feel like maybe Jess was thinking she wasn't gonna move on so quickly. Maybe she was thinking like, oh, she's gonna take her time because she was like crying on my shoulder at like the house and stuff like that.
Right.
So maybe that's what she thought.
Okay.
Maybe she was thinking like, oh, well, maybe she'll just take her time like I'm taking my time.
Right. Okay. Yeah, I can see that. All right. So we move on to the scene where Jess and Felix are hanging out. You know, Felix, he, like you said before, he extends his hand. You know, he wants to help his friend out. He sees that she's, you know, not in a good mood. She's sad. So they hang out. Fast forward. They're eating cookies. Next thing you know,
Pants
they're
are off.
hooking up. Pants are off. What did you think about all that?
Oh, I kind of already had like an inkling that he was gonna try to
Really?
like get on, like, or hit on, not
I had
hit
no
on
clue.
her, because like Felix is not that aggressive, but I kind of like, they're alone in her apartment, you know, they're smoking weed, they're not like, they're very like relaxed, and like your guards are down, especially since they are under the influence.
Right.
So I already felt like, okay, like he's definitely gonna try,
Yeah.
but not like try like super like aggressive, like where it's like unwanted, because
Right.
like Felix is a nice guy, but when she kind of initiated it, then I was like, okay, like then that's good, but then when like then it went left after that. So.
Yeah. Yeah, I was definitely caught off guard. I was not expecting that whatsoever. The whole hooking up part, I'm indifferent on it. So I like how they're pushing the boundaries with this episode. I do like the fact, I did really like the part where Jess, you know, they're hooking up. Felix takes off his pants. And Jess, like, they're about to go at it, and then Jess sees his penis.
Yeah,
and
gets cold feet.
Yeah, and gets cold feet, and then, you know, she realizes, you know,
What am I doing?
I'm not into this whatsoever. And I did really like that part.
Yeah.
Because, you know, she sees, like, you know, this isn't what I want to do.
Right.
You know, I'm a lesbian. I like girls.
Yes.
And she knows that. So I really did like that part. What did you think about that
But
part?
at one moment I was thinking, I was like, oh, well, maybe she wants to try like being a
Right,
bisexual. Like
right.
that's, you know, so I was like, okay, like I could see that. But then when she saw, you know, like his penis, like it just got really awkward from there.
And you know, I would have taken me time to get used to them as a couple, but I would have been down to see
It
her
would have been a fun couple.
to see her experiment and
Yeah.
try.
Yeah, it was just no. And he was so kind about it because he didn't want to make her feel like upset or
Right.
anything. Like I felt like he was such a gentleman and was like, it's okay, like don't worry. Like I feel like if anyone that she picked in the show and she chose Felix, like that was the best pick, you know, because if she picked someone like weird guy, he would made her feel bad about herself.
Right.
But he was so nice and,
Yeah.
you know, like comfort her after the whole awkward.
And I love the part where he said, you know, do you consent to this? And
Yeah.
how cool was that?
That
you
was
know?
awesome. I love
He gets
that.
so many points.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
I
really
think he
liked
was
that
just,
part.
like I said, they were under the influence. So I don't think he was making sure, like, do you want this? Or like, does the weed want it? So maybe he
Right.
was making sure like she was okay with everything.
As far as like almost hooking up, because they did go past a level with they made out, right?
Yeah, they for sure made out, but that was V awkward.
Right. Do you think do you think Jess wanted to make out, or do you think she was just in such a
was
mind of
sad.
despair and she was
Yeah.
sad? Do you think that was
I think the sad was driving because that just mostly happens to people. Like the sad drives your emotions, and
Right.
so and he was just comforting her too.
Right.
So I think that was also, you know, part of it.
Okay.
Because he was like, no, like let me make you cookies. Let me try to like dote on you. You dote on everyone.
Right.
So I think that was like touching to her, and I'm, you know, because she's always like making sure everyone else is good.
Right. I can't wait when Murphy finds out.
I know.
Murphy is never gonna let her forget this.
Yeah, when they're at work together, they're just gonna be so awkward.
Well, I'm glad that you know, at the end of it all, you know, they're still close. They're still good friends.
Yeah.
I think they're even closer now.
Yeah, I agree.
With their friendship.
Yeah, because she even said like "I love you," so I was like, okay,
Yeah.
well, that's still awkward to me, but
Cool. Well, yeah, he's definitely getting closer to the gang. Before we go even further with this episode, we have some news.
Yeah,
to
we
tell you
have a
guys.
special announcement. We just want to say thank you for making us the ESPN of TV Talk. For us to continue to grow, we need your help. So please, and make sure to subscribe on YouTube, give us a rating on iTunes, and leave us a comment. And make sure you guys jump in the live chat. We'll give you a shout out. And thanks so much for supporting us and doing what we love to do.
Amazing job as always, Missy.
Thanks, Benny. I
Good job.
appreciate you.
We give each other compliments on this show.
No, we definitely do.
Okay, so our next topic is, Darnell. Jules arrests him. Dean and the other detective that he's working with are not happy about it.
Yes.
Because she completely messed up the plan.
The FBI agent, yep.
Do you think that do you think she knows what she's doing, or is she just acting on instinct?
Jules, I feel like she's definitely in between like the right side of the law and like the wrong side, because she loves Darnell,
Right.
but then she also just wants to make sure like no one at her job figures out like what she's doing. But now I feel like people are starting to catch on, because I caught the FBI's name, Sarah. She was helping Max. She was Max's, like, I guess, person he would talk to about his informancy, or like talking about,
Right.
The case. And I feel like she's kind of on to Jules, because she's like, why would she arrest him, and she doesn't even have all the evidence towards Darnell. She has nothing to arrest him on. Those are just like what we're assuming, like assumptions. So it's crazy.
Yeah, I think that Jules needs to get it together. This is her job on the line. And not only is this her job on the line, she's committing a crime.
Yeah.
She can get thrown in jail for this.
Yeah, she can totally.
And I get that she loves him. I get that she cares for him, but is it worth losing your freedom for?
Right.
Is it worth losing your job for?
Right. It's just, her emotions for Darnell are getting in the way for her job. And that's her issue. Because every time when they have new evidence about Darnell, she freaks out. And I feel like maybe Dean might catch on, because like about the whole like Tyson's car, she like was so in denial.
Right.
She was like, what? Darnell's prints were on here? Like she was freaking out.
Right.
So I feel like maybe in like the later episodes they'll start to catch on like Jules' behavior. Because how would she know that sting was happening? No one told her any information. So that's also like kind of like weird.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. And speaking of the car that they found, they did find a car. Tyson's fingerprints were on them. Jules was shocked.
Or Darnell's fingerprints.
Darnell's fingerprints, and it was Tyson's car.
Yes.
And so they made a big reveal that they said something where they found out that Tyson was put in the car, he was shot, taken out of the car, left in the alley.
That was so confusing.
It was, because I remember in a previous episode, Murphy was saying she felt his face and he wasn't shot. So was he there in the alley? They picked him up, put him in the car, shot him, then drove back and put him in the alley?
Maybe they knocked him out. Maybe like before they shot him, they like knocked him out.
Maybe, but why would they bring him back to the alley twice?
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to
That's definitely unclear. Like we don't know all details.
Right. If anyone is in the comments, or if you are watching this video after we air and you have an idea, go ahead, leave us a comment, let us know what you think, because we're still trying to wrap our heads.
Yeah, it's a little bit confusing, especially because it's like bits and pieces of information that we don't know yet.
Right.
Wow, it's a lot.
That's insane. But going to the big arc of this episode, Murphy and Max on the run. So first off, Murphy is still mad at Max. And I don't know. I want to know what you think about this. Do you think Murphy has a right to be mad at Max?
Definitely.
Really?
Because he lied to her. He had multiple times to tell her that he was an informant for the FBI. on Darnell. Like I feel like he had a lot of like leads to tell her.
Yeah.
Because the whole reason what brought them together was Tyson. You know, like that was the main person that, you know, brought them together as a couple. So I think Max was more so scared if he told her.
But do you think not telling Murphy that he was an informant was in a way trying to protect her?
Yeah, maybe he was trying to protect her too. Like he doesn't want her fully in it, but now she's in it.
Right.
So it's like he can't take that back. And
Right.
she's been in it from like since the whole like hit and run type of thing. So like incident. So I think he just maybe never found the right time to tell her, but I agree with Murphy. I feel like he definitely should have told her.
I don't know. I kind of disagree with that. I feel like putting the blame on him for Tyson's death, that's such a huge
Oh, like, yeah. Well, she's saying that. That was, like, definitely extreme.
Right, yeah. And I don't know. Like, I understand her being mad that he didn't tell her.
Yeah.
But to sit there and say, you know, you killed Tyson,
Yeah,
that was messed up.
I agree.
Opinion. You know, you can't really go that far. And he's in a position where he has to do this.
Right.
Or he gets thrown in jail.
Right.
So there has to come a point where you have to look out for yourself. And unfortunately, you know, it didn't go the right way for Tyson, whoever did kill him.
Right.
But
yeah, she shouldn't have said that because, like, you know, you can't take back words. And even though she said it, it's just like we all know that she thinks that about Max. But like you said, he has to watch out for himself because the FBI agent, Sarah, she's really getting on Max.
Yeah.
Because she's like, you have to do this.
Right.
So, and she's not really protecting him either, which I find that kind of odd. You know,
you bring up a good point.
Because I'm like, if you're an informant, they like literally try to protect you. Like they get you like a safe house.
Yeah, exactly.
And like they take you out of the public. Like
Good
especially
point.
Since it's like such a high profile case, she's not really going out of her way to help him.
Right.
And the fact that she like set that hit out for him. That's even super scary. Like, why didn't he tell her that? Oh, he didn't know, but...
Right, and that's what I wanted to talk about next. So Darnell, he finds out that Max is the person behind all this. So Max is in even bigger trouble now. He sends something to Nia. Nia talks to this guy who is, I guess he's a hitman.
Yeah.
And he is going after Max.
Yeah.
And so Max notices him. Murphy is in the car with him trying to get back his stuff. And once again, Murphy is in the middle of all this drama. And they drive off. I had a really crazy question. So they drive off and they go into the woods. They throw away their phones. How did this guy find them in the woods?
I know. And like, how did he know where they were? That's
because they are. Yeah. I'm assuming that they were pretty far away from where they first started.
And he was on foot.
He was on foot. He wasn't in a car.
Yeah.
So maybe
there's some holes in that story.
Maybe he followed the tire tracks or something on the I don't know.
On the pavement? That's really hard to do.
Maybe he's that good. Maybe
he was like the slowest moving hitman ever. Like he was like walking so slow.
It was like one of those horror movies where like the bad guy is like walking slowly and everyone's like running super fast, like, oh my god, don't kill me, don't kill me.
Yeah. But speaking, since we're on the moment of like Max and Murphy like on the run together, I thought Max was like kind of selfish in like this kind of episode.
Really?
Because he like tagged her along, and I feel like because he saw the hitman coming towards him, so in that moment he could have just like kicked her out and was like, "Okay, like I gotta go, bye."
See, I disagree with that. I think he was trying to help her. If she would have left that car, then the hitman would have saw her. The hitman would have noticed that she has something to do with it, or he could have assumed that she has something to do with it.
Or maybe like he could drag her like with him, or like take her along for the ride, but then drop her off at like a corner.
He could have did that.
And then the last episode, like the last part of the scene was like he made her like row by herself. Oh my gosh, I was so mad.
We're gonna get to that in a little bit. I kind of disagree with you on that one, but we'll get to that one in just a bit. I want to talk about where, you know, they're sitting by the lake, or no, they're sitting by the lake, and Max is asking Murphy to tell him, like, do you regret any of this happening? You know, and Murphy doesn't say anything at first, and then Max is like, oh, see, I knew it, and then she finally says it. Do you think at that point in time she really meant it, or was she just so mad she was just going off of her feelings.
Yeah, she was going off her emotions. She was mad that he like dragged her along in this mess. She doesn't know where she's at. I definitely understand how she was feeling in that moment. So I think she was just saying that just to piss him off because she was upset.
Right.
So
that's one thing that Murphy does a lot. She says a lot of things to piss people off.
Yeah.
Not one bit did I believe that she wished she never met the guy. Like, she's in love with the guy. So fast forward, they find a cabin to hide in. Murphy is still mad at him. Felix goes in the shower, and there is a interesting scene that, you know, I've never really seen this on. I don't think I've seen this like on any
these
CW
sex scenes
show
are getting
before.
so awkward.
You know, but I will say that it's pushing the envelope.
Yeah, it's definitely
pushing the envelope, and I will give them kudos for that, for doing that.
Definitely the boundaries are pushed, but it was just awkward to me. Like, his like line to her was like, "Do you want me to finish that?" Like, that was just like, what? Ew.
Yeah, it was a definitely interesting moment that caught me off guard.
It was cringeworthy for me. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it was cringeworthy.
Yeah, that's my opinion.
And you know what? For me, I didn't even know that was about to. So what I thought was happening was Murphy heard the shower and she had to go to the bathroom. And so she was following the water, and I thought that she was trying to use the bathroom, and she thought she was in the bathroom because she heard the water.
Yeah.
But I was completely off.
No, I immediately, like, when she got up and she heard the shower going and she knew he was in the shower, she was out, like, I already knew, like, what she was thinking. Mm-hmm. And then when she started unbuckling her pants, I was like, oh, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah. Are you still a Murphy and Max? Are you still in that ship?
I'm still, like, rooting for them. They definitely have some major issues to work on, like, especially trust issues, because she feels like he lied to her, and, you know. But I definitely feel like they can get back on track, though, for sure.
Every episode, I am, like, I'm all for them, and then I'm like, I'm a little less for them. This episode, I was all for them.
Really?
Yeah, I really liked Max in this episode. You can tell how much he cares about Murphy, and he's in this terrible situation that he could have helped it if he didn't do what he did, but right now he's in the situation that he can't help, and Murphy's in the middle of it.
Right.
And so you gotta give the guy props for being able to juggle this craziness that he's in and loving Murphy.
Yeah, I agree. That's definitely a good statement. Yeah, he really kind of like helped her throughout this whole episode, getting her from point A to point B, besides the last part, but
so when the guy finds them, you know, they escape, they're running for their lives. And before I touch on, you know, what happens next, I just want to tell myself, like, or just say, like, how crazy it must be for Murphy, because not only does she know what's not going on, but she's blind throughout all this. So all of her trust is going into Max. You know, how do you think she's, like, feeling in that moment?
Oh my gosh, yeah. When I heard like the glass shatter, I was like, oh my goodness, she's probably going crazy right now. And, you know, Max, you know, got up, was like, we gotta go. He was very on top of it, which is good. So, and also the hitman was moving really slow, so that also helped them. But, you know, so like her trust was definitely in Max, and they got out, you know, safely. So that's all that really matters. And Pretzel was there with her, so I bet Pretzel was going crazy. Like, what is going on? You
know, that's a question I had. You know, when they are in a dangerous situation, they're called guide dogs, right?
Yeah, like service dogs. Yeah.
Do service dogs? Do they freak out, or do they know how to remain calm so they can get their owner to
that's
safety?
a good question. But I feel like they would like kind of be calm,
right?
You know, so their owner wouldn't like get freaked out or anxious.
I am really interested about that. If anyone is in our live chat right now, and you know the answer to that, let us know. Because I'm actually very curious about that.
Yeah.
What did you think about, you know, so you kind of touched on it when Max is when they're about to go on the boat, Max pushes Murphy and he leaves her. you kind of aren't feeling this.
I'm not feeling it. I'm so upset. That was so mean. I understand, like, he brought her in this. He's like, oh, I don't want to bring you anymore into this. I want you to be safe.
Right.
But at the end of the day, it's just like, you were already kind of selfish in the beginning, so now I'm over it. So I was like, you can't leave her. She doesn't know where she doesn't even know where she's at.
Right.
She doesn't even have someone to, like, be in the boat with her to know, like, where she's going. I just felt like it was terrible.
Okay, so this is where I'm getting at for this. If Max would have went into the boat with her, he would have eventually found them.
Yeah.
So this guy has no idea who Murphy is. He's never seen her. He didn't see her in the truck.
Yeah.
So I think him leaving her behind was actually a smart thing to do.
Yeah, maybe.
Because, you know, he's not going to go after her anymore. So, yeah, she is by herself, and she is, you know, alone rowing, and she's blind, which I can't even imagine.
That's what I'm saying, yeah.
But at the same time, I'm looking at it as he's protecting her. And I'm looking at it, what would happen if he stayed with her?
That's true. Okay.
Because there was a gunshot. We don't know if he was shot or if the other guy was shot.
I understand. Yeah, I like what you're thinking. I agree. He definitely was protecting her, but I just didn't like that he, like, left her alone. Because she doesn't know where she's going. She doesn't even know where she is. So these are all the questions I was thinking, like, in my head. Because I would be freaking out.
Yeah.
And I'm like, don't leave me. And it's dark out.
Right.
Yeah. So, well,
yeah. As it's
already dark.
We're so excited about this. Like, we just want to talk about it.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, just like as someone who is, you know, not blind, I would be freaking out like no other.
Yes.
So
I would be the same way.
I completely understand about that. And then, you know, that cliffhanger. We're kind of jumping into predictions on this, but, you know, it was a part of the episode there. I would be so mad if they killed him off. I don't think they killed him off. But,
no way.
Yeah, we'll definitely have to see. We'll talk more about that when we get into predictions. But first, let's talk about our new special segment. Our top 3. This time it's going to be our top. You can introduce it.
So this week in the dark, we have our top 3 touching moments. So as me and Benny figured it out. So number 1 would be Felix brought Jess food. That was super touching because, you know, Felix is now part of the team.
Okay.
Number 2, Max still loves Murphy. As in this episode, you could see that he was always caring for her, making sure she got in the boat, making sure she was fed, making sure she was warm.
Yeah.
That's all the love there. And last but not least, 3, Jess and Vanessa officially break up.
Yeah, that was
a little rough.
I feel like out of those 3, my favorite was Felix and Jesse.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, they have such like a special like connection.
Yeah, their chemistry is so good.
It's amazing. It's such a good friendship, you know? You can tell like Felix will do anything for his friends, which I really like.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was really
He's like ride or die for sure.
Right. All right, and now it is time for our other special segment, our In the Dark moments.
Yes, in the dark moments. Okay, my in the dark moment was the cringing Jess and Felix scene. Like, oh god, like I just can't wrap my head around that.
Yeah, that was an interesting scene.
That was like shocking. Like, no.
But you know what? Like I said before, I like that they're pushing the envelope. You know, it caught us off guard.
I wanted to close my eyes. I was like, no, I'm so embarrassed for them.
My in the dark moment would probably be when Jess finds Vanessa on the dating app.
Oh, yeah.
I felt so bad for her.
Yeah.
And the emotion that Brooke, the actor who plays Jess, showed was like amazing. Like you definitely felt for the girl.
Yeah.
You know, here's this girl that, you know, they just broke up. She actually really cared for this girl. I even think they said they loved you.
Yeah.
At one point. And then like you see her on this app trying to hook up with other girls.
Yeah.
You know, that was tough to watch.
Yeah, for sure.
That was really bad. And now it is time for our news and gossip.
Yeah, news and gossip. All right, so for the gossip portion, I follow Max, his real name is Casey Deirdre, and I saw in his story or his Instagram story, that he is taking a break from social media.
Okay.
Yeah, so that was maybe like 2 or like a week and a half ago that he posted that. But I was like, okay, I can see that. Everyone needs like a social media break.
Yeah. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. And this is kind of going off a topic, but like our lives are so intertwined, especially nowadays with social media. So I actually think it's a good idea.
Yeah, a healthy decision.
Just get off social media, get away from all that, because it can be like very toxic.
I
sometimes
totally agree. So hopefully we'll see him back on shortly or soon.
Kudos to him. And like you said, hopefully we'll see him back soon, and hopefully all of his fans will be able, because I know he has a lot of fans. He has like fan pages on his Instagram. So I know they are definitely missing him. But now let's get to one of our favorite parts of this after show, predictions.
Yes, I love predictions.
Let's do it.
And now, your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
What do you think's gonna happen?
Wow. Well, after we watched Murphy Rowing Away Alone, they had like the sneak preview for next week, and for sure, I don't think Max is dead, though. Like, he's not.
No way.
He's not dead. Like, no. But I think, in the previews, they showed them going to someone's house that, like, is related to Max. I don't know. So I'm just taking off from that. Maybe Max, obviously, I hope Max is alive, and maybe he tells them a new lead. Or maybe they figure it out for Max. Well, he doesn't have a phone anymore. I don't know.
Right.
Maybe they go back to his house and go on his computer and figure out where to go next.
Right. Yeah, I can see that happening. Yeah, I agree with you. I definitely don't think Max is dead. I think either A, he shot the hitman, or B, there was a shot and he was able to escape. Maybe no one got shot.
Yeah.
Or C, maybe the hitman did shoot Max, but it was
he
like
missed
a bruise or something.
Or
that
like a graze.
wasn't, yeah.
Okay.
And he's out in the woods somewhere trying to survive.
Or maybe the shots were like warning shots, but I don't think they would do that. So.
That would be crazy. You know, what if the hitman is actually on Max's side?
Maybe the hitman's Max's dad. I don't know. That's a long shot, but...
Well, no, because Max saw who it was. Oh, wait, but does Max know who his dad is?
I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm just guessing.
This is what predictions is all about. Yeah, I agree with you on that. And I think that, we're going to see a lot more of Felix, which I'm happy. I still can't wait for Felix to get, like, involved in this.
Yeah, I can't wait for Murphy to find out, like, their awkward, like, hookup.
Yeah, that's going to be, she will never let that
go. Work is going to be so funny.
Right.
Like, she's going to be like, why are you guys talking like that?
Right, exactly. Did they ever, I don't think they ever addressed that Felix has the watch from
yeah, they haven't talked about it. Maybe they'll circle back on that.
I really want them to talk about that.
Yeah, he wasn't wearing it in this episode,
right? Because that's how he's gonna get involved in all this.
Yeah, for sure. And he's gonna be like, why did you guys put me in the middle of this?
Yeah, he's gonna get like some random text, and then it's gonna be just
you're
in it now, man. You're in it.
But he's a lawyer, so he could like probably like figure his like a way out.
Yeah.
Maybe like represent Max or something.
That's true. Well, we only have a couple of more episodes left.
Yeah, I know. I'm so excited. It's getting intense.
Yeah, it's getting down to the nitty gritty. I can't wait. But thank you guys so much for joining us once again. We are so happy to give you guys all the juice and all the deets about this show. I am your host, Bennyjadams, and you can find me on social media on all platforms at Bennyjadams.
Hey guys, I'm Missy Vernier, and you can follow me on all platforms at Missy Vernier.
Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you later.
Bye.
Our founder, Keven Undergaro, and me, Maria Menounos, would like to thank you for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV. Remember, we're not just the first, we're the biggest in the world, and we're the only destination for all your favorite TV shows. Whatever you crave, we've got it. So go to AfterBuzzTV.com and check out our lineup. Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.